Boy, he sure looks ominous. The name's Espoir. It means hope, in French, as in, I hope you don't stab me while I'm driving. Wait, do you have a knife? What are you gonna do with that knife? What are you gonna do with that knife? Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir du Vide, and today I'd like to play a game called Watch the Road. After high school, I pictured a different life for myself. Somewhere far, far away from the dingy trailer park I grew up in. A huge city, maybe, or even the lovely countryside. But college didn't go the way I planned. 2 horrible semesters, and my scholarship was revoked. Just like that, I was back where I started. Living at home was heck. I didn't last long. With what little money I had saved, I found a tiny apartment and a job. Not exactly my dream gig, but it was offered to me easily because of an old friend. Commercial truck driving. Whoa, oh dear. It's been a few years since, and it's way lonelier than I expected. Because of how busy I am, I've become distant with, well, everything. My friends, family, and even myself. At least I'm making ends meet for now. I had a couple of close calls at the beginning. Bad weather for starters, and then there were evil drivers, horrific traffic. God, the list could go on and on. But I'm used to it now, mostly. My sleep schedule may be whack, and my spine's beginning to hate me, but I make it work. Still, there are nights where I feel a bit off-kilter. Tonight is one of those nights. I am Espoir, it means hope in French. Cool. All right, Espoir, keep your eyes on the road. I nudged the side mirror with a tap of the button, taking a glance at the endless darkness reflecting in it. It looks eerie, to say the least. Jeez, it doesn't help that the snow is picking up. Oh yeah. Fat, wet flakes splat against the windshield, momentarily obscuring my view. The flurries, paired with my drowsiness, is a heckish combo. Then you pull over and you take a nap. I crank the wipers up a notch. Need to find a gas station soon. Getting coffee that isn't lukewarm would be nice. A sudden movement in my headlights makes me jump in my seat. Was that a deer? Through the swirling, disorienting snow, I see something that shouldn't be there. Something or someone by the side of the road next to a weathered mile marker sign. Oh, it's a young man. He's got his thumb out, arm extended hopefully into the air. The heck? My first thought was that I must be daydreaming, or even hallucinating, since I was running on caffeine and spite. But I rubbed my eye quickly, and lo and behold, he's still there. Who in their right mind hitchhikes out here, in this weather? Someone who's really, really desperate. A part of me knows that this is obviously suspicious and that I should stay away, but another weary, miserable part sees someone worse off than me. Keep driving. Sorry, pal. Nope, nada, not getting involved. Too many weirdos out on these roads. I squeezed the wheel tighter and fixed my gaze forward, pretending I didn't see a thing. Shouldn't go looking for trouble. I pressed down on the accelerator again, a little more firmly this time. The engine groans in response, settling back into its steady rumble. Sorry! I forced myself not to look in the rearview mirror. Sorry, buddy! But I can't help it and throw a quick glance anyway. In the glass frame by the truck's cabin, I see his shape rapidly diminishing. For a split second before he disappears completely, I could swear I saw his head turn and felt his eyes on the back of the truck. A prickle of something unpleasant nags at me. After another few moments pass, I shake my head to clear it. Just gotta get this load delivered. Nothing else matters right now. I'm alone in the truck, just like any other night. Maybe that's for the best. Neutral end 1, the lonely road. I figured. Alright, let's do the risky thing and pick up that young man. Slow down? He looks like he's freezing. Oh god, this is so stupid, I know. But I'd like to continue this game, me. There's a plethora of wrong things that could happen. But I can't leave someone out here like this. It goes against every moral bone in my body. What if he freezes overnight, like that little match girl story? Morbid. I ease my foot off the gas, and the heavy box truck sighs as it loses momentum. I pull the rig into the shoulder, a safe distance ahead of the person. The massive tires crunch on the icy gravel. He starts walking towards the passenger side door, a dazzlingly bright smile somehow lighting up his face despite the bitter cold and the terrible situation he's in. I can't help but notice how he jogs the last few steps, eager to escape the wind. As he gets closer, I roll the passenger window down a crack. A blast of frigid air hits me square in the face, and I almost regret listening to my impulse. "Hey, buddy, you good?" I can get a better look at him now. He's in his early 20s at most, with freckles standing out against his pale skin. Snowflakes cling to his scruffy hair and eyelashes, and his nose is practically Rudolph red at this point. Aww. He's tall, even from my perch in the truck cab, though I own a smaller truck, so I suppose it's not a huge deal, but he still has to lean down a bit to peer inside the narrow gap of the open window.
"Thank you so much for stopping. Seriously, you're a lifesaver."
His voice is clear and friendly, though a little breathless. What the heck are you doing out here? The question is blunt and probably not the most welcoming, but honestly, it's the first thing that comes to mind. I eye his clothes, jeans and a thin-looking jacket that wouldn't hold up against this weather for long. He's not wearing a hat or gloves from what I can see.
"Sir, are you human?"
I feel a sudden surge of irritation and have to swallow the instinct of lecturing a random stranger. Doesn't he have any sense? At least put on some gloves. He rubs his arms briskly.
"Yeah, so my car kind of gave up the ghost back there about maybe 3 miles back, just completely sputtered out, and naturally there's absolutely zero signal out here. I've been wandering around for a while now, hoping someone would pass by."
Huh, I didn't see anything earlier. Must have been zoning out.
My trusty flip phone decided to bite the dust about 5 minutes ago, too. You have no idea how incredibly grateful I am that you actually pulled over.
He shifts his weight from one foot to the other on the ground, looking a little anxious now that he's finished his explanation.
"I was traveling to see my folks up in Oakhaven. It's winter break and my mom has been telling me to visit for a while now, so I figured I'd go."
I eye him, cautiously. Oakhaven? That's about an hour and a half from here.
"I know. It's really unfortunate that the car went bust so quickly."
Are you alone?"
"Yeah, it's just me."
He meets my gaze directly, and for a brief moment, his eyes, I can't quite make out the color, but they seem surprisingly intense and hold mine before softening once again.
"Promise I'm no trouble. All I need is a ride there. I can pay you for gas if you want."
I think we should ask a few more questions. Hold on a sec. All right, let's back up a minute. Where exactly did your car break down, and what kind of car is it?
Back near I think it was the mile marker 82? Maybe 83.
He rubs the back of his neck in contemplation.
"It's an old sedan, a blue one. Kinda beat up, honestly. Probably should have seen this coming. It made this awful clunky noise, and then everything died. Lights, engine, everything. Tried to get it started again, but to no luck."
Okay, and you didn't have, an emergency kit? Flares? A blanket or anything in there? My voice softened slightly as I pictured him huddled alone in a dead car. Aww. It must have been terrifying for him.
"Yeah, I don't think so."
He looks even more embarrassed now, stuffing his hands into his pockets. Oh boy.
"It was my older brother's car. I've been borrowing it. Probably should have checked for that stuff in hindsight, right?"
"Yeah, if you're gonna make such a long trip." He gives a small, self-deprecating laugh, and I can't help but agree. Mile marker 82. That was a few miles back. Not that far, but it's far enough to walk in this. Maybe he panicked. Still, it feels weird. Why wouldn't he stay with the car? Especially if it's his brother's. Surely he needs it back. Wouldn't he want to stay put and protect it in case it gets towed? Ooh, I can radio it in? Nice. Tell you what, I lean as close as I can to the open window. As far as my seatbelt allows, I manage to keep my voice low, feeling as if I'm making a difficult business negotiation in a spy movie. I can't give you a ride. Company rules are pretty strict about passengers. But when I get back into cell service or hit the next truck stop with a working radio, I can call dispatch for you, have them send someone out to check on your car, maybe get you a tow or a ride. Hole yourself up back in the car and keep warm as best as you can. The worst of the snow should end in a few hours anyway. How's that sound? It feels incredibly unfair to offer such limited help when I'm sitting in a warm, empty truck, but I really can't take any risks right now. This job's my livelihood, after all. A tense, heavy silence falls between us.
Okay.
The hope drains from his features completely. His smile vanishes, replaced by a look of pure disappointment that stings to see. His tone also does a complete 180, flattening out and devoid of the earlier energy. Look, dude, this is my job car. I'm almost startled by the sudden change in his demeanor.
Thanks. Marker 82, blue sedan. I guess I should make my way back there then.
Uh-huh. Stay safe out there. And next time bring gloves. I feel terribly awkward. I roll the window back up and watch as he turns and starts walking back the way he came, before I pull back onto the road, leaving him behind.
Don't worry, buddy, I'll get help for you.
It takes a good 30 minutes for the desolate landscape to give way. The radio crackles to life. I'm finally back in signal range. Right, better call this in. Dispatch, this is Espoir, Rig 7B. Got a situation out on I-something or other, mile marker 82, maybe 83. Saw a young guy who looked stranded. He said his blue sedan broke down there. I couldn't pick him up, but he's out there in the snow. Thought you guys should know. Could you send someone to check it out? A voice crackles back over the radio.
Copy that, Rig 7B. We'll send a unit to investigate mile marker 8283 for a stranded vehicle and person. Stay safe out there.
10-4 dispatch, Rig 7B clear.
I don't understand any of that.
I continue my drive, the radio now mostly silent except for occasional chatter. A few hours later, as I'm traveling back home, the radio crackles again.
Rig 7B, come in.
Rig 7B, go ahead, dispatch.
Just wanted to give you an update on that call you made regarding mile marker 82. Patrol unit just finished checking the area.
Oh, good. Is he safe?
Negative on the vehicle, Rig 7B. No signs of a sedan and no person anywhere near mile marker 82 or 83. The road was clear. Unit confirmed snow cover, but no evidence of a stranded vehicle or individual.
What?
Was he a ghost?
Are you sure, dispatch? I saw him right there by the sign. Blue car, he said. He was a redhead and had grayish eyes.
Affirmative, Rig 7B. Unit did a thorough sweep. Nothing out there. He might have found another ride. But one thing's for sure, there wasn't a car, nor any signs of one. If, you need to rest or grab some coffee while driving, do remember to do that, Rig 7B.
The implication was loud and clear. Will do. Thank you. A sigh leaves my lips. It would make sense if he just got another ride, but if there was no car, well, no way. He was right there. I talked to him. Didn't I? The endless road ahead suddenly seems emptier and much, much longer. Huh? Neutral N3. Radio silence. Huh?
Shenanigans!
Alright, well, this guy's clearly suspicious and mysterious. Let's let him in. Let's let him in. Do not. I mean, if you really need to, I would advise against it. But do not pick up mysterious hitchhikers on the side of the road. I don't care how cute they are. Be careful. Take care of yourself. But this is fictional, so it's okay. All right. Hop in. The words feel a little alien coming out of my mouth, almost as if someone really dumb is controlling me. Every rational cell in my body is most likely itching to beat me up, but the image of him out there, I can't shake it. I reach across the white cab, my hand hovering over the heavy latch on the passenger door for a brief second before I unlock it. He practically scrambles inside, pulling the door shut quickly. The man then continues to shake his head vigorously, like a dog, sending droplets of water flying. Aww. A few icy drops land on the dash, right near my half-empty coffee cup, and I can't help but wince inwardly. Cleanliness is next to godliness out here.
Thank you so much.
He rubs his hands together rapidly, blowing on them. Aww.
If you're cold, your yanderes outside are cold. It's freezing out there. You have no idea how amazing this heater feels right now.
Boy, he sure looks ominous. I'm sure I can imagine. He grins at my curt response and glances around the truck, taking in all the various switches and gauges with wide, almost childlike eyes.
Wow, I've never been inside of a big rig before.
Glad to help. The name's Espoir. It means hope, in French, as in, I hope you don't stab me while I'm driving.
Editor to me, that would make a good trailer shot.
I managed to relax my shoulders a fraction. Try not to create a mess everywhere, okay? I muster up a small, tired smile, feeling a tiny bit of the tension ease now that he's safely inside.
Right, sorry,
he says quickly, looking slightly flustered. He quickly tries to brush the remaining snow off his jacket and pants, directing it as best as he can onto the floor mat. Ilya? Ilya? Oh, that's such a pretty name.
I'm Ilya, by the way. Seriously, Espoir, you really saved me back there.
Am I gonna have to roll back my save and hit that refuse button? He leans back in the seat, letting out a shaky breath. I can feel my cheeks heat up a bit under his gaze. Darn it. I mean, he's pretty, I guess. Just take the compliment. Don't make it weird. No, it's all right. I clear my throat. All I have left tonight is a load to drop off at Springvale. That's only a bit further than Oakenhaven anyway. A bit being 3 more hours, but hey, the indomitable human spirit won today. I pull the truck back into the slippery road, gearing the wipers to work extra hard against the accumulating snow.
How long have you been driving?
Way too long. Since yesterday morning. I sigh, the long hours catching up to me, despite the brief adrenaline spike from earlier.
Man, really? You must be exhausted.
He sounds genuinely impressed. Just the life of a cool guy, cool trucker guy.
How is it, actually, being a trucker?
I imagine it's hard. What's it to you? Oh, geez. It pays the bills. Keeps the lights on, keeps Daisy fed, keeps sushi on my plate. It pays the bills. That's pretty much the long and short of it. Long hauls, late nights, weird crap here and there, but at least it keeps the lights on. I shrug, keeping my eyes on the road.
That's gotta be tough, though,
Ilya says, his voice quiet.
Being out here, all the time, alone.
Ilya?
Don't you miss, I don't know, normal stuff? Like sleeping in your own bed and seeing people whenever you want?
I get used to it. This rig's more home than home most days. When you're as tired as me, concrete would feel just fine. I paused for a second, really realizing how bleak that sounded. That was a joke. Mostly. I mean, I do stop at motels and stuff when I'm really beat.
Huh.
Ilya looks out the windshield for a beat.
That's a little sad.
No beating around the bush there. It's pretty sad. The life of a trucker is hard, but they're necessary people. Why, thank you, I deadpan, glancing at him from my side peripheral.
Oh, wait, sorry.
He quickly backtracks.
I didn't mean to offend you.
I was kidding. I manage a slightly more genuine laugh this time. It's okay. I don't really care.
Okay. That's a relief. Still, all those hours alone, doesn't it ever get lonely?
Why are you offering? Well, all the darn time, honestly.
It's just me and my bobblehead Funko Pops.
Just gotta keep going, I guess. The miles don't drive themselves.
Statistically speaking, long-haul drivers have higher rates of depression and anxiety.
Oh, he says it matter-of-factly, like he's reading from a textbook. It's an odd thing to state. He catches himself, though, after seeing my expression.
Sorry, that was kind of tactless. Probably not the best thing to blurt out. My bad.
Well, I mean, it is a little bit on topic. I am a depressed trucker. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, well, guess I'm helping that average go up then. I snort, but there's not much humor in it.
I didn't mean...
No, it's fine. You're not wrong.
Still, I shouldn't have said it like that. It was insensitive. I keep thinking that whenever it turns back to whenever I'm watching the road, looking at the road, that something scary is gonna be up there.
I shrug, keeping my eyes fixed on the hypnotizing sweep of the wipers. It's all right. Que sera, sera. I don't really know what that means. Ilya goes very still for a moment beside me.
Doris Day. My mom, she used to sing that for me while rocking me to sleep.
Aw, that is kind of weird to bring up, though. I can't help but grin. She has solid taste. My Gramps used to do something similar for me. Frank Sinatra on rainy days. Aw. Talking about Gramps makes my throat tight for a second, but I keep talking about how he was like, from his appearance and his obsession with flannel shirts to his terrible puns, his strange little quirks. Ilya seems to space out a little while I do so, watching the snow. I quiet down too. It's calm for a moment. A comfortable silence settles between me and him as the miles roll by. The snow has eased up slightly.
Your Gramps sounds like he was something else.
He really was. A quiet, fond smile touches my lips thinking about him. Stubborn old mule sometimes, but he taught me a lot. It was hard to argue with him on even the simplest things.
I bet. Hey.
Yeah?
Thanks for sharing that. About him. It means a lot.
Thanks for sharing too. About your mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of weird, huh?
What is?
Just talking like this with someone you met around, say, 30 minutes ago? Stuff you wouldn't tell to anyone, not even people you've known for years.
It does, now that you mention it.
Felt easy, though.
Yeah. I feel the tension I didn't realize I was holding in my shoulders start to release. The road curves gently ahead. For a moment, the headlights catch Ilya's face at the right angle. His freckles dance across his nose, and the way his lashes cast shadows when he blinks is beautiful. I try to keep my eyesight on the road, but it's hard. It's quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers. Try to learn more about his college life, ask about his family in Oakenhaven, comment on the isolation of the road, suggest trying the radio, observe him quietly, confirm his car troubles again. Why is confirm his car troubles at the bottom? Well, let's start from the top. What's college like, buddy? So, what's college like these days? Must be tough. Med school, all those late nights cramming facts about whatever it is that you guys cram.
Labs and lectures, more or less. Learning all the ways the body can break down. Fascinating stuff, really. There's not much time for anything else.
Make friends? Sounds rough. No time to, grab beers with classmates?
No, not really. Everyone is focused on superficial crap. Making money, buying cars.
You see yourself as better than other people, then? Too busy playing God to hang out with mortals? He doesn't scramble to defend himself, and shrugs instead. Why do you look suspicious?
If that's how you want to frame it.
For some reason, when he says it, I don't feel a sense of arrogance. It's quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers, and I have a ton of things to choose from. What's your family like? Are you excited to see your family?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been a while.
You catch him flexing his fingers against his knee, like he's counting something. Tell me about them. Cool. What are your folks like? What do they do in Oakenhaven?
Oh, you know, typical stuff.
Why are you looking wistfully out the window?
Gardening and crossword puzzles, mostly now that they're retired. Keeping busy. Before they stopped working, Dad was a doctor, a general practitioner, and Mom was a nurse.
A doctor and a nurse? Wow, sounds like a solid, respectable family. Maybe this is it. A chance to see what a normal, stable life looks like up close. I don't want to be on the road forever. Meeting people like this, maybe it opens doors. I mean, a whole family of most likely wealthy folks, loaded with all kinds of connections. This could be my way in.
You're thinking about marriage at a time like this? Well, it is me.
It feels a bit awkward to suddenly spring it up, but it shouldn't be a big deal. He's been pretty open so far. That's awesome. They sound great. Really impressive, actually. Hey, this might sound weird, and you can totally say no, but since I'm dropping you right there anyway, would it be alright if I said hi when we get there? Just for a minute. I won't stay for long, obviously. I have to drop off this stuff. But, yeah, if it's not too much trouble, it'd be cool to meet them and, see a little more of Oakhaven. The air in the cab goes instantly cold. Colder than the snow outside. Why are you looking at me like that way, Pookie? His face smooths out completely. Every trace of warmth, of humor, of humanity drains from his features. Ilya's eyes are suddenly terrifyingly still and empty, like deep, dark pools of water.
No. I'm so scared right now.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to put you on the spot. Just got a bit carried away.
It's fine.
His tone is still a little stiff.
Oh boy. Oh dear.
The snow outside suddenly gets even thicker now. I was sure the forecast said it was gonna stop earlier, but it's only getting worse. Uh-oh. Merde. Can't even see past the hood at this point.
Statistically, this is when most drivers make fatal mistakes. Are you sure you'll be okay driving on?
Don't have much of a choice.
This kind of weather makes the world feel smaller, doesn't it? Especially with no cars around.
It's pretty though. It's nice. Still kind of beautiful though. I feel like I'm in a maze or in a snow globe even. His smile is small and doesn't reach his eyes.
Well, asking about his family, that's right out.
Comment on the isolation of the road. You ever notice how isolated it feels at night? Almost like we're the last people on Earth. It feels like we're the last people on Earth out here.
Wouldn't that be nice?
What? So, Oakhaven. I try to sound casual, though I'm sure that I'm failing miserably. You mentioned you were heading there to visit family. A family that you don't want to talk about.
That's right. My parents. They live outside the main town.
Right, your parents. Something about his smile feels... Gulp. Just curious, with the weather and all. They couldn't send someone out to pick you up, or... It seems odd, him hitchhiking like this if his folks were expecting him to so close. Yeah. Most people would have called for a ride.
No. They're expecting me, but...
He hesitates for a beat.
Since my older brother gave me the car, I thought I'd make use of it. Then, car troubles out of nowhere.
Yeah, hesitate? Okay, I get that, but just to be sure I'm dropping you off at the right place, what's the cross street near their place? Ilya's easy smile vanishes. His gaze drifts out the side window. Man, he's suspicious. He takes a shallow breath before answering.
Maple Street. Yeah, Maple Street. It's, near the old high school, St. Luciel's.
Maple Street, St. Luciel's High School. I search my memory. The names of streets and landmarks in Oakhaven. It's a small town. I've delivered to a few places there over the past few months. I know the general layout. Oakhaven doesn't have a Maple Street, Ilya. His face goes eerily blank.
You're right.
His voice is soft, almost amused.
It doesn't.
So you just lied to me?
No, it's a pretty popular inside joke in Oakhaven. A dumb one, in all honesty. See, when outsiders ask where we live, we always say Maple Street's near St. Luciel's because...
He leans in closer.
There was this old urban legend in Oakhaven about a teacher who haunted Maple Street. Kids used to dare each other to run past her house at night. But the thing is that Maple Street doesn't exist anymore. The town council renamed it decades ago, after some mayor's wife, so when people ask for directions, locals mess with them by sending them to a street that doesn't exist anymore. I'm not really sure where the St. Lucian's part originated from, though. It's stupid, I know, but my dad thinks it's hilarious. Guess it rubbed off on me.
That kinda makes sense. Small towns do weird crap like that. Lord knows the type of pranks I used to do on unsuspecting folks. This one seems harmless.
I really want to call him out on it, but I'm gonna laugh it off right now.
Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Sneaky bastard.
Told you it was dumb.
The snow outside seems to swirl thicker, obscuring the road ahead. For a moment I could swear Ilya's reflection in the window isn't smiling at all. Listen to the radio. Anything on the radio? Let me try again. I fiddle with the turner knob. Scan slowly. Come on, you piece of junk. Winter storm warning. Back streets back. Alright.
Backstreet Boys?
You know it? Signal's still awful, though. We're gonna be in here jamming. Oakhaven, 40 miles. Exit in 5 miles. The green exit sign finally looms into view. I licked my dry lips, considering my options. What options? Let's take the young man to where he's going. Continue towards Oakhaven. Why wouldn't we do that? It's better to power through. I've got a schedule to keep. The road feels less daunting now. Almost welcoming. There's a comfortable silence between us. Ilya hums a tuneless melody softly to himself as he watches the snow melt down his window. His shoulders seem less rigid. He almost looks at peace. The trees are spacing out a little. I give it 5 minutes and we'll be at Oakhaven, hopefully.
Seems that way. My feet are starting to thaw, thankfully.
What? Really? Was the heater not strong enough? Man, you should have let me know, Ilya. I fret with the truck's temperature controls constantly, but it never seemed to make a difference. Aww. He chuckles a little at my reaction.
Don't worry, Espoir. I'm accustomed to the cold. It's nice to feel the blood flowing properly again.
He flexes his fingers, almost stretching them out in the warm air from the heater, a small, content sigh escaping him. The sound eases some of the knots in my own shoulders. You must be looking forward to getting home.
More than you know, Espoir. Getting back to my family. My mom and dad. We're a tight-knit bunch. Always have been. My mom especially. She lights up the whole house.
He gives me another one of his soft smiles. It's disarming how much he cares for his family, and I can't help but feel a pang of jealousy at the bond they share. But still, how lovely it must be to have such a strong support system waiting for you. Express ease. Glad we're almost there. This winter was no joke.
You handled it well. You're a good driver, Espoir.
I've been doing this for years. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. His compliment, simple as it is, makes my ears heat up. The first scattered lights of Oakhaven finally appear on the horizon, twinkling through the last of the falling snow. Welcome to Oakhaven. Looks like we made it. A wave of genuine relief washes over me as I see the town sign. almost forgetting about the strange man beside me. If I turn around and he's not there, I will scream. So loud.
And then totally lose my marbles.
I pulled the truck to the side of the road, a little ways past the main town sign, near a darker patch of the woods.
Espoir.
Ilya turns to me, that easy, warm smile back on his face. It feels more genuine than it has all night, a truer expression of gratitude and perhaps something more akin to friendship.
Actually, my parents' house is just a short walk from here. It's better than trying to navigate the rig on these small-town roads, especially with the snow and ice. The streets get pretty narrow, and I'd hate for you to get stuck after everything you've done.
Aw.
You could drive a little bit up till Oakhaven's main street. It's a safe spot. Nobody bothers anyone this far out. And then, if you're up for it, I could walk you there. My dad, he'd probably love to meet you.
Oh, now it's okay for me to meet your folks.
He always appreciates a good story, and you've certainly given me one to tell.
He's smiling so genuinely, his eyes soft and inviting, and after everything, he seems so normal right now. Maybe this is it, a chance to connect with people, after all. It feels like a small reward for braving the storm. Aw. Let's go. I'd like that, Ilya. Let me just park there, then. He smiles at me as I maneuver the truck off to Oakhaven's main street. It's lined up with dormant shops that have windows darken out and a single traffic light casting a red glow. Are we in Silent Hill? Wait, is this Silent Hill? Visiting it at night is peaceful. I was well accustomed with Oakhaven already, but never stayed for longer than I had to. Now, I kind of wish that I didn't have to drop off anything, so I could have more time to explore. Lead the way. I lock the truck and step outside along with him. You sure my truck won't get towed?
No, you'll be fine. Come on, follow me. Listen, this is highly dangerous. Do not get out of your truck and follow someone you don't know around a place that you don't know. That is dangerous. That is not good. Don't do that in real life. But this is fictional, so we're going to follow this handsome young man.
It's really chilly outside. I wrap my hands around myself, glancing around. It's so quiet out here. I guess everyone's asleep.
Right. We could wreak havoc out here. Nobody would ever know.
This one, right here, officer. Ilya laughs a bit at my rather unfunny comment, before directing me towards a narrow path. Holy cow. My breath plumes white in front of me. I wonder how long it's been since I took a stroll like this at night. We continue walking for a few minutes, right towards a path between tall, dark trees. It looks less like a path and more like a gash. Jesus! Do your folks live in the wilderness? I mean, he did say they live a bit far from the main town, but goodness. Do we gotta pass Toluca Lake to get to your house?
It's a bit of a shortcut. Saves us a few minutes and avoids the longer route around the block. Do you mind?
Man, lead the way then. The air grows noticeably denser as we step beneath the dense canopy of trees. The moonlight struggles, then fails entirely to penetrate the thick intertwining branches. The gentle crunch of snow beneath our boots is now the only sound. It really is quite cold. Ilya's just a step ahead. He turns, a soft smile playing on his lips. His eyes in the dim light seem to hold a curious glint that I hadn't noticed before. What's with that look?
After you, Espoir.
Eh? Wait, what? But I need you to guide me.
I know. I just need to look through my bag for the keys, just in case my folks are sleeping.
Come on, guy. I pull my coat tighter around me, a shiver running down my spine that has nothing to do with the biting cold, and walk ahead. The feeling of 1,000 unseen eyes watching from the deep woods suddenly grips me. I don't like this.
Me neither.
Ilya, did you find the keys yet? Could you go in front of me? A sharp,
blunt force explodes against the back of my head. The world spins. Ilya, we were having a connection. Come on now.
Ah!
My legs give out from under me, and I crumple to the ground. A wave of nausea rolls over me, accompanied by a blinding, throbbing pain at the base of my skull.
Ilya, it hurts.
What the fluff, bro? The last thing I hear, before consciousness completely slips away from me, is Ilya's voice as he crouches beside me, pulling me close.
Shh. Espoir, it's all right. Don't be scared. You're coming home.
My eyes shut, and darkness swallows me whole.
I forgot this was a demo.
End of demo. Captivity route will be released in the full game. Thank you for playing.
Oh! Okay, so that's what's gonna lead to the full game. Okay.
Hey there, pre-recorded Espoir here, and may I have 30 seconds of your time? Want me to draw your OCs? Check out my Ko-fi page for art commissions as low as $20. Link in the description. Every week I post a Saturday update blog on both of my Patreons and now also my YouTube channel members. With behind-the-scenes stuff, upcoming games I want to play, life stuff, old lady stuff, and pictures of Daisy. Link in the description. Want to see the full uncensored versions of gameplays I can't show on this channel? Join my adult Patreon for the low price of $1 and being over the age of 18. Do you yearn to wear merch of a super obscure free visual novel? Check out my TeePublic and Teespring t-shirt store. Description in link. Want to support my channel but you have no money? Hit the like button or subscribe. It's free. That's right, free. We're just giving it away. Check out my itch.io page. Play Picture Perfect Boyfriend. It's free. Link in the description.
Hey, Ilya, get out. Don't get in my car. Leave.
No can do. Company police says strictly no hitchhikers. Honestly, I don't even know what compels me to say it like that. I can be stuck up sometimes, but this is a bit far, even for me. Not after the ending I just had. It's a lie, or at least a convenient half-truth I'm pulling out of my booty cheeks. There are rules, sure, but nothing explicitly forbidding a situation like this. It's easier to put all the blame on big corporations. I'm pretty sure they were the cause of a lot of corruption in the world anyway.
Oh. You're not going to lead me out into the snow and bonk my head.
The hopeful light in his eyes dims noticeably, and his face falls a little. I mentally brace myself for the inevitable guilt-tripping that I'm sure will come afterwards. Except there is none. He straightens up, pulling his shoulders back, looking genuinely dejected and oddly accepting. It's not the reaction I expected at all.
Right. Rules. I get it.
I blink, surprised by his lack of protest. Did he actually buy the company policy thing?
Well, thanks for stopping anyway. I appreciate you checking.
He says that, but I can tell he's upset. Well, who wouldn't be, stuck in weather like this after being given false hope? God, I feel like such a butthole. A total, complete butthole. Gosh darn it. I really wish that he would start yelling or cussing at me. It would make this whole lot easier. I really am sorry. Sure. I roll the window back up. As I pull away, I see the man shrink in my side mirror. His face is unreadable in the fading view, just a shape against the snow. And yet, a feeling of dread straggles in my heart for a moment, a feeling that I narrowly avoided something. But I shake it off. After all, I made a practical choice. You made a realistic and very healthy choice. A sigh escapes my lips. Hope he finds another ride. Neutral end 2. The cold shoulder. Get it? Cold? 'Cause it's cold.
Or what if I'm a little bit more bossy about this? Get in.
Okay, fine. I sigh. The sound may be a little louder than necessary. Get in. But, I add quickly, pointing a finger, keep the chatter down, okay? It's been a long night. I unlock the door, even though I still feel anxious.
Wow, I've never been inside of a big rig before.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it for the rest of the ride. I'm Espoir, clean up after yourself. I don't really care if he takes it the wrong way. Better he thinks I'm a jerk than me regretting letting him in later.
Right. Sorry.
I'm trying to be mean. Stop being so cute.
How is it, actually, being a trucker?
What's it to you? What'd I say? Keep the chatter down. My tone is sharp.
I'm scaring myself.
Oh, he just went through like all the 5 stages of grief. Oh. Ilya blinks in surprise, his easy smile faltering completely. Listen, Illy, can I call you Illy? You bonked me on the head and dragged me in the snow when I was being nice to you. There's no more Miss Nice Espoir. I mean, Mrs. Nice Espoir.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to pry, just curious.
Forget it. Ilya shifts in the seat, turning his body away from me and towards the passenger window. His breath fogs a faint circle on the glass. The silence is uncomfortable, but much needed. Just watch the road, as the name implies. Just watch the road, all right? I need to focus on what's in front of us.
Okay. I didn't mean anything by it.
He turns back towards the window again, his posture stiff, retreating into himself. The air between us seems to ice over a little more. Ilya remains quiet for a long moment, staring out the window. He eventually clears his throat.
So, long drive, huh?
Ilya, what did I just say about the chatter? Small talk. Keeps me busy. Yep, keeps me busy.
Busy.
He nods slowly, looking out at the snow again.
This is one way to keep your mind off things. What do you usually think about? When you're trying not to think, I mean.
Dodge the question. Wouldn't you like to know, Ilya? I smirk at his reaction. He looks flustered. Oh, a faint blush creeps up his neck. Oh, he looks so cute when he blushes. Wait, why are you blushing? I'm trying to be mean. Relax. I'm messing with you. Wouldn't want to bore you with the inner workings of my mind.
I doubt you could ever bore me, Espoir.
Gee, now you're gonna make me blush. I'm trying to be mean. Yeah, we didn't, confirm his car troubles. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I should test him. He's a little odd. Hey, about your car earlier, that you said that you got from your brother.
What about it?
Where exactly did it break down? You never really said where exactly it stopped working.
Oh, like I said, around mile marker 70. Why? You don't believe me?
Objection!
It's not that, but wait, I thought you said it was mile marker 82 or 83 when I first picked you up. Objection. Ilya flinches. Listen, I'm a cancer crab. I know when people are lying.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 82 or 83. Sorry, I must be getting tired.
That's bull hockey. So, what was wrong with it? Did you figure out what was wrong with it?
I'm not a mechanic, Espoir, but it was probably the frost. Older models don't always handle extreme temperatures well. Statistically, this is when most drivers make fatal mistakes. Are you sure you'll be okay driving on?
Don't have much of a choice.
This kind of weather makes the world feel smaller, doesn't it? Especially with no cars around.
It's annoying. More annoying than scary, honestly. Makes my job harder.
Makes sense.
It's quiet again. Observe him quietly. I glimpse at Ilya from the corner of my eye, trying to be subtle. He's staring out the window again. Can't read anything from his expression. Probably thinking about what he's gonna bonk me on the head with. Suddenly, his head turns and he meets my gaze. His eyes are dark, reflecting the faint road lights like polished obsidian. There's a knowing glint there, as if he felt my eyes on him. A slow smile spreads across his face. It doesn't reach his eyes. I'm trying to be mean. So that weird thing about Maple Street, what if I call him out on it? That's a pretty elaborate story for a joke.
Really? You're the one who memorized every street in Oak Haven. Who's the weird one here?
Hey, I'm a trucker. That's what I gotta do. That's my job. Something about him is just not right. Check the CB channel. What is a CB channel? Maybe Channel 19's got something. I flipped to the CB radio, greeted by bursts of chatter.
Eastbound, bear at mile marker 114. Copy that, good buddy. We got a gosh darn four-wheeler cut me off at a... Whoa, that's kind of cool.
Every bump in the road sends a jolt through my hands. I keep stealing glances at Ilya. He's unnaturally still.
Are we listening to other truckers?
The green exit sign finally looms into view. Oh, it didn't give me a choice there? My heart is hammering. The wipers are struggling to keep up. He hasn't stopped staring at me. His eyes, which were so expressive when...
It's moving! It's moving. I didn't realize that out of the corner of my eye, but it's moving.
His eyes, which were so expressive when I first picked him up, are now so flat. You're quiet now, huh? What's with the silent treatment, Ilya?
Why'd you pick me up, Espoir? If you were just gonna act like I'm a problem.
Because you were stranded in a snowstorm, Ilya. What else was I supposed to do? I didn't know you were gonna act... I cut myself off, the words catching in my throat. I don't want to say it. I don't want to give it a name.
Act like what? Say it.
Weird. You're acting real fluffin' weird, man. My voice is raising. I don't like this. I'm trying to focus on the road, but he's right there, staring at me, edging me on.
You talk like you're scared of me, Espoir. Like you're afraid of what I might do.
I'm not. Just shut the heck up, all right? Shut up and let me drive.
Ilya snorts. You're scared because you know I'm not just some random person. You knew the second you saw me. Is he referring to my last playthrough?
The fluff does that even mean? My voice cracks. I hate that. I sound weak. I'm not weak. I'm a big tough trucker gal.
You think you're safe just 'cause you're the one behind the wheel? Just 'cause you're driving? That you're in control?
Sir? Merda. Of course this happens when I decide to be a good Samaritan. Back the heck off, all right? I don't know what your deal is, but this ride is over once I hit the next turnout. You're walking. I'm gonna call the cops.
There's not gonna be a next turnout, Espoir.
He leans closer. His face, suddenly too close. Instinctively, I flinch, pulling back against the seat, my gloved hand tightening on the wheel. Don't fluffing touch me, you... His hand slams down on the wheel, yanking it hard to the right with impossible strength. Ah! Flufferdoodles! Ah! Tragic truck incident on the interstate. Man goes wild over mozzarella cheese. Wait, what? We begin tonight with breaking news from the interstate. State police are investigating a fatal single-vehicle accident that occurred late last night during the heavy snow. A commercial truck registered to MNC Trucking veered off Interstate XX near mile marker. The driver, identified as Espoir du Vide, was pronounced deceased at the scene. The vehicle was a total loss. The cause of the crash remains unclear, though investigators cite adverse weather as a primary factor. Currently, foul play is not suspected, though we will be featuring a spokesman from MNC Trucking later today who will hopefully have more information for us regarding their safety protocols and the condition of their fleet. Let me guess. Espoir was in there alone. There's nobody else in the truck, right? It is currently unknown if the family of the victim, Espoir, intends to pursue legal action against MNC Trucking. Adding to the mystery, authorities confirmed there was a passenger in the vehicle at the time of the crash. However, their identity remains unknown. There are no records of a second occupant, and no friends or family members have come forward to identify the individual or report them missing. Investigators are urging anyone with information regarding the passenger to contact the state police immediately. In other news, the snowstorm has moved eastward, leaving behind a record snowfall. Bed in one. unidentifiable wreckage.
Okay, well, at least he went down with me. Well, thankfully, thank you very much to the developer for providing a walkthrough. Let's try to get another bad ending, shall we? How is it, actually, being a trucker?
It's all right. It has its moments. It's me and the road mostly, so it can even be peaceful sometimes, in its own way. You know, and I'm not picking up cute red-haired hitchhikers who, like, run me off the road. The words feel surprisingly easy to admit out loud to a total stranger. I glance at the dancing flakes, lit up by the truck's high beams.
Peaceful.
He sounds surprised. He leans forward a little, squinting at the windshield, as if trying to see what I see.
That's not how I'd describe this.
Forgive me for finding the snow pretty. Despite that, a small smile tugs at my lips.
No, I swear that's not it. I mean, it is pretty, don't get me wrong. Well, I always saw driving down empty roads at night as more eerie or isolating, not peaceful. What about it makes you feel at peace?
There's no drama, for one thing. It's peaceful 'cause it's empty. No one around to screw things up. His smile is crooked, but it makes me feel a little warmer. People
are exhausting.
He picks at a loose thread on his jeans.
All that pretending.
Fake it till you make it, I guess. That's how society works, isn't it? Doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Suppose so.
He drums his fingers on the dash. So instead of apologizing when he gives me that scary look when talking about his family, what if I poke him a little bit and go, why not? Why can't I meet your folks? What you hiding? No. Why not? Did I say something wrong? My heart is suddenly pounding really, really fast.
It's not a good time, really. My dad, he's actually not doing so well. That's why I'm going home. He's been really sick lately.
And yet in another playthrough, you said he'd be excited to meet us.
And when he's like this, he gets really confused. He can't handle surprises well and doesn't like strangers around at all. Now that he's bedridden, it's just gotten worse.
Why you always lying?
Why you always lying?
Oh my God, stop fluffing lying.
It would make things way more difficult for everyone if you introduced yourself, especially for him.
Bedridden, you say? Now, how on earth is he bedridden, but also able to garden?
Like, just Phoenix Wright music would start playing.
Bedridden? I thought you just said he was retired and into gardening. That's a pretty big difference.
Retired and sick. It happens. People get sick, Espoir. It's not always a slow decline. He can move around and stuff, but he needs help for a lot of it. It came up pretty fast. That's why I rushed home for break. Everything changed so quickly.
Man, you're bad at this. You're bad at not being suspicious. No, something seems suspicious. I don't trust him. I want coffee, but I need to get him to Oakhaven first. Need to get this cute guy out of my car. The remaining miles lay up before me. I don't know if I have the strength to continue. The squeak of the wipers against the windshield has truly been the only sound for the past hour. It's maddening. I find myself stealing glances at him more often than I'd like to admit. I just can't help it. He's just so suspicious. Is he tired? He seems to have heavy eye bags, but I can't help but feel that there's something more behind his distant demeanor. Almost there, just a little further. I just want to drop him off and go to sleep. Is there an ending where we just drop him off and I get some rest? The first faint glow of distant streetlights and houses begin to prickle in the darkness ahead, like cigarette embers against charcoal-colored concrete. Oakhaven, finally. I pull the truck past the initial few houses until the main street of Oakhaven appears. It's lined up with dormant shops that have their windows darkened out, and a single traffic light causing an eerie red glow. Visiting it at night was unsettling. I was well acquainted with Oakhaven already, but never stayed for longer than I had to.
Espoir? I was thinking. My parents' place isn't too far from here. It's a short walk off the main road. Maybe 15 minutes. It's much easier than trying to navigate your truck on these small streets. You'd probably get stuck, or at least have a heck of a time turning around.
No.
You could just park it here, if you like. It's a perfectly safe spot at this time of night, and then I could take you up there. You know, show you the way. My mom would love to thank you herself for getting me home.
Is he really offering to take me to meet them after all? Wait, seriously? You're not just offering because you feel bad, right? I swear, Ilya, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not that. I just genuinely want them to meet you. I was a bit too irrational and emotional when you asked me earlier, but they definitely asked questions regarding the car, and then, well, my family is a bit traditional. They'd at least want to thank you or give you a meal for bringing me back home.
All right, let's go. Okay, yeah, I'd like that, Ilya. A short walk sounds fine. Lead the way. Though something feels off about this.
Very. I knew you'd understand.
Ilya's ahead of me. He knows these woods better than I ever would. I slow my pace instinctively, examining the roots of the trees. He glances back.
After you, Espoir.
Wait, what? But I need you to guide me.
I know. I just need to look through my bag for the keys, just in case they're sleeping.
Something's wrong. So wrong. I take a hesitant step forward, my back briefly to him. No, I don't like this. Before I can even turn around, a sudden heavy force slams into the back of my head. Ow. Flufferdoodles! Ah! My vision explodes into a blinding white flash. Not again! The world spins almost violently. The impact of my head against the rough bark of a thick tree trunk sends agonizing pain through my skull. I gasp regardless. I'm still conscious. Horrifyingly conscious. Oh. My knees buckle, and I fall to the freezing snow, landing hard on my side. Ah, listen here, you butt! I can barely clear my focus. My head is throbbing. I force myself to look up.
Wait, do you have a knife? What are you gonna do with that knife? What are you gonna do with that knife? What the heck, bro?
His eyes are cold, yet there's a sickening, almost serene satisfaction in their depths. Ilya's backpack is on the ground. Was that the thing he hit me with? And is he holding a knife? His laugh is soft and quiet, nearly melodic, as he pushes me back using his foot, causing me to grunt. What the fluff are you doing? Ilya doesn't dignify me with a response. He just smiles brightly before crouching down on top of me, bringing his face close to mine.
Stop! Why, though? Pourquoi?
I cringe, trying to push myself away, but I can't move. I don't know why exactly. It's almost like an innate instinct buried deep within me, a primal fear that keeps me frozen in place. I'm too scared to even speak up, so all I can do is squeeze my eyes shut.
Why, though?
But I know I can't keep my eyes closed forever. I gotta punch this guy in the stomach now. When I open my eyes again, Ilya's face hovers inches from mine. His breath smells faintly of mint gum, which was absurdly ordinary for a man holding a knife to my throat.
There you are. I was worried I'd hit you too hard.
His thumb brushes my cheekbone, a mockery of tenderness, as the blade's edge kissed my pulse point. Ah!
Tell me something, Espoir. When you drive all those miles every single day, do you ever feel it? The understanding that none of this matters?
What? I don't understand. I don't fluffing understand. What does he mean?
You thought you could escape it, didn't you? this seeping poison that is humanity. Just by glancing at you, I knew that you're downright terrified of it, even if you don't want to admit it to yourself. But you can't run from it forever. It's inescapable, ingrained in every fiber of our being. Ilya hums. The misery of waking up every morning, of going to sleep with thoughts of waiting and yearning for something new, something exciting. But for what? What's the point of your aspirations? Your dreams, when you live in a world that just doesn't care about you?
Who hurt you, Pookie? Who hurt you? I shut my eyes again, as if to physically block his words from warming into me. It doesn't quite work. Ilya laughs, brightly, boyishly, as if I were being charming. Well, you were right, Espoir. You were right about everything you suspected, everything you feared, and you've just reaffirmed my belief. He goes quiet for a moment, and so do I, still as a deer. When your body is found in this ditch by spring, his voice is so soft, so quiet, that I have to strain to hear, even if I don't want to. When your body's all bloated and half-eaten by coyotes, people will emerge from shadows. They'll claim that they loved you, that it's so awful that this all happened, how much they'll miss you. I feel like throwing up. Shut up! Shut your cute face up! And then, Espoir, do you know what they'll do? They'll take your things, whatever money you left behind, and even your memories. They'll move on with their lives as if you never existed, unless to brag about how close they were to you when they want sympathy points. It's cruel, isn't it? It feels cold. Yeah, 'cause you're in the snow, and you're about to die. Ilya snorts.
You must have thought yourself a great savior, picking up a stranger at the side of the road like that.
Beg? Be quiet? Now, to get the bad ending that I'm going for, it says to beg, so please, Mr. Cute Man, please don't kill me. Please, I won't tell anyone. My voice is weak and hoarse. I'll go. I'll leave. No one will ever know that... Ilya's laughter interrupts me, sending a crow to scatter from the branches.
Espoir, that's really sweet, but you should know better.
The blade presses, just enough to dimple the skin, and my heart beats even faster. Ah! Wait, was that a quick time? Fluff, I can't coordinate fast enough. Ah! For one moment, we're locked together. It should sound intimate, and it is, but in another way, 'cause his knife is all in me, and that's not a metaphor. His knife presses against my neck before he twists and pushes it. Ah! The knife comes free with the bloody sound of parting flesh. It hurts. Yeah, I would imagine it hurts. The pain is incredibly slow. First, there's a log of pressure, as if I swallowed something too large. Then the fire erupts along my throat, and it blooms outward, blinding me in the process. Aw, man, getting my blood all over the snow. It sounds like he peeled apart a raw steak. The cold rushes into the gaping wound. My hands fly up, fingers scrambling against my ruined neck. My white work gloves come away dark and slick in the moonlight. It's a nauseating sight. The blood doesn't spurt, but it does pour, flooding down my collarbones and onto my clothes. That's never gonna come out. Alright, back to dying. I can't even scream. All that comes out is a gurgle. It doesn't even sound human. I'm going like...
Bloodier than I thought it would be.
The snow beneath me isn't white anymore. It's pink, and then it's red, spreading slowly around my head. My vision darkens fast.
Like a pig.
Hey, pigs are very adorable, intelligent animals. Ilya murmurs something, but I can't quite hear anything anymore, or see anything. You know, on the account that I'm flippin' dead. The last thing I can taste is my own coppery blood. The last thing I can feel is the watery snow beneath me. And the last thing I can hear is my own heartbeat slowing. And the last thing that comes from my lips is, "You're cringe, brah. That was whack." Bed end 2, arterial spray. Rude.
Don't you miss, I don't know, normal stuff like sleeping in your own bed and seeing people whenever you want?
Yeah, it kinda sucks. I miss my Hatsune Miku posters. They don't let me put them on the truck. Sure, it wears on me sometimes. Just gotta do what I gotta do, since no one else is gonna do it for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
He exhales slowly.
College loans are kicking my butt right now. It feels like I'll be paying them off till I'm 80.
Yeah, you just might. Wait, your family doesn't help you with those? Ilya goes quiet for a moment, and the easy rapport we were starting to build snaps. I immediately regret asking. My dumb mouth. Listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
No, don't be.
He interrupts, though his voice is strained.
It was an honest question.
He stares at the windshield, at a point far, far away, beyond the reach of the headlights.
They don't. I'm not really worth the trouble.
And yet you're rushing home to take care of your sick parents? I can feel the mood in the cab drop about 50 degrees, completely unrelated to the heater. Hey, don't say that, come on. They called you back home for break, right? That sounds like you're worth the trouble to me. He stares at me before smiling a little.
Yeah.
He takes a deep breath.
You're right, Espoir.
He nods, as if convincing himself. It's gotten a bit stuffy, despite the weather outside.
Do you keep up with the news much?
I don't know, should I? It's hard not to. That's one thing I never fail to brush up on. Have you heard about those murders near Lawrence Resort? Do tell.
No, I haven't.
Well, it's all younger women, college-aged. The details are too gruesome to get into, but... Oh, hey, that sounds a lot like me. A full-body shiver goes through me. God, it's disgusting to think about. Their faces were mutilated beyond recognition. Thankfully, due to the whole teeth forensic mumbo-jumbo, and since people were obviously looking for them, they were able to identify a couple of them. Still, the amount of Jane Does that have come out of the situation is insane to me. Nasty business, really, but it does have me worried a little. Oh, hey, one of the default name for this game was Jane.
Why would you worry?
I stall a bit with the question. Too long, apparently, because he speaks once again. Whoever would look for...
Would anyone ever look for you, Espoir?
Oh, yes, they would. They totally would. My 50 fictional husbands would definitely wonder where I am. Absolutely someone would. I'd hope so. Maybe not the people I'd exactly want looking, considering my life choices, but someone would. Oh, the family would be looking for me because I owe them some sushi. I try to keep my voice steady, betraying nothing of the sudden chill that pricks at my skin.
Lucky you.
What if I take the exit this time? Hey, Ilya, do you mind if we make a quick stop? My eyes are killing me. He turns from the window, blinking like he's coming out of a trance.
Oh, is this about earlier? With the Maple Street thing?
No,
Because if you're having second thoughts about taking me to Oakhaven...
Jesus, no, I just need caffeine. Why is he like this? I don't know, maybe it's because he's a crazy murderer.
Right.
The ramp curves sharply, the truck's weight shifting as we descend towards the service area. Realistically, I have to drop off everything at Springville by 7 a.m. Let's go to the gas station instead of going to an overnight motel. How about some coffee or snacks? I'll take 10 minutes, tops.
I'll wait in the truck then.
Suit yourself. You don't want no Twinkie and coffees? I got off the exit ramp and maneuvered the truck into the empty parking lot of a rather dingy 24-hour gas station. It wasn't a surprise that nobody else seemed to be here. I pulled up beside the diesel pumps, taking a glance at the fogged-up windows. Through the grime, I could just make out two figures inside. One was a lanky cashier, staring blankly ahead, probably contemplating the vast emptiness of the universe, while the other...
Is that girl asleep on the counter?
Yep. My hand hovered over the door handle. I briefly considered asking Ilya again if he wanted to come inside with me, but honestly, I was feeling pretty afraid of him. My heart was starting to pound a little, and not in a good way. This whole situation felt really, really off. I needed to be careful. How do I handle this?
Fluff it, I'm behaving rashly. No, subtly, very carefully approach the cashier for help.
Aww. The door chimed, announcing my arrival. The warm air did little to calm the knot in my stomach. I had to be really, really quick and careful. The cashier didn't seem to register my presence. I scanned the small store, but there was no payphone in sight. Really? That wasn't an option. I racked up my nerves before leaning in closer to the counter. Excuse me. Hello?
Listen, pal, I'm going to be very calm, but my life, may be in danger.
Psst. Hey. Nothing. Kid had the situational awareness of a brick. Yo, Dracula. Need a favor.
I'd be flattered if someone addressed me as Dracula.
He finally blinked out of his daze.
Huh? What? Yeah, can I help you?
Hey, kid. I kept my voice low, barely a murmur, careful not to wake the sleeping girl. Wake her up, too. I need you to call the police right now. I'm in trouble. Please don't let on that anything's wrong. His eyes widened, darting from me to the door, then to the sleeping girl beside him. He looked like he was about to panic. I wouldn't blame the fella.
Please? What are you talking about? Are you okay?
Yes, just please call them. His eyebrows shot up as he leaned back slightly.
Man, for real?
He glanced at his coworker's sleeping form, then back to me, his voice dropping to a whisper.
Oh, okay, I thought she was just a customer. At least she's working there with him, too. Are you being followed or something?
Explain. I picked up someone, and the guy in my truck is really creeping me out. Please. The boy chewed his lip ring nervously, looking down at the ancient corded phone behind the counter that was slightly peeking out. He reached for the phone just as... The door chimed unexpectedly. My blood drained from my face as I turned to see Ilya stepping inside.
Oh, hey! You want some Twinkies? You want some fun yuns? They got that. You want a fast break bar? You want some Reese's? I wasn't telling this kid to call the police. What?
Everything all right here?
Oh, crap. I mean, hey man. Yeah, it's all cool.
Ah, well, espoir. I grabbed up some coffees, though
his eyes flicked between us, his frown deepening after examining our expressions.
You both seem jumpy.
Play it cool or grab the cashier's wrist. Well, the walkthrough says to grab the cashier's wrist, so...
Please, call them, now!
Ah!
Oh, espoir.
Before I could react, Ilya's hand clamped down on my shoulder, causing me to flinch.
Oh wait, I forgot I was going for a bad ending. Hey man, chill.
The black-haired boy barely had time to stand before Ilya's other hand slammed something metallic against the counter. It was a pair of heavy-duty, silver, industrial-sized scissors from God knows where. I don't think a convenience store would carry something like this. The blades glinted under the fluorescent lights. Ilya! My voice became hushed, and I felt my breath come out slowly before shutting my eyes tight. The sleeping girl finally stirred, and I could hear the boy begin to move around, attempting to get some help, I'd hope.
Or he's just running out the door. Try to run! With a burst of adrenaline, I tugged myself out of his grip, knocking over a display of energy drinks as I bolted for the door, only to be yanked backward by my collar. The seam ripped as he yanked me backwards, his other arm snaking around my throat and effectively cutting off my breath. Aw, man. Please let me go.
After everything I've shared with you? Now you've dragged others into this mess, when it would have been private. Just you and me. I'll have to clean them up too.
Aw, man. Pain exploded through my skull as he slammed my head straight down onto the counter. I yelled, but he kept his arm where it was, and pinpricks of saturated color filled my dark vision. The snick of the scissors opened, as he leant down to whisper into my ear one last time.
It'll be fun to drag you outside and drive us far, far away, to cut you open and see what's inside. Good night.
All right. Flippin' Jeff the Killer wannabe. Bad end. Wrong place. Wrong time.
You must have thought yourself a great savior, picking up a stranger at the side of the road like that.
I could beg, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna look at him defiantly. I shut my eyes again, stubbornly.
Nothing? Really?
He sighs.
I guess you'll die exactly as you lived.
No, I won't. Not today. Cutie pie. I jerk sideways at the last second. Dodge. His knife ends up slicing through the air instead. My hands clamp down around his wrist as I glare up at him.
Oh, so cute.
You're gonna think I'm adorable once I punch you in the mouth. His pupils dilate, breath coming faster.
Are you trying to survive? Huh, even after my little speech? You sure are stubborn.
Knee him? Try to disarm him? You're getting a knee to the groin, pal. Wham! My body remembers what to do, even if my brain is buffering, thankfully. I pivot my foot, grab a fistful of his jacket for leverage, and drive my knee up hard into his groin. Ilya makes a noise that's half gasp, half laugh. It's almost a funny sound, but I have no time to savor it. I force myself out of his grip and stand up, dizzily, before running. No, get back there, beat him down, take his knife, take his pants. I'm already moving before he can say a word. Branches whip at my face as I crash through the underbrush, each breath sawing at my throat. My boot catches on something, a root, a rock, doesn't matter, and suddenly I'm tripping. Dang it! I end up falling. My ankle twists with a loud snap. The pain is so intense that I have to keep from vomiting. Warmth spreads down my leg. Flufferdoodles! It hurts so bad. Jesus, I can't move the thing. It's embarrassing, but I can't help but start tearing up. Merde! Why me? Yeah, I'm a cool trucker gal. I roll onto my back just as his shadow falls across me, blotting out the moon. The bastard isn't even breathing hard. I don't look up.
You are full of surprises, aren't you?
He tisks, nudging my ruined ankle with his toe. I bite down on my lip to keep from screaming.
Pity. You were adorable, trying to rile me up like that.
Just kill me already, you gosh darn psycho! I'm gonna make sure you never have kids again! I hiss the words out, but twitch uncomfortably when he presses his boot on top of my swollen ankle. Ow, you sick fluff! I stammer off into a gasp, trying to keep myself from crying before looking up. Something in the midst of my agony, I realize that the ginger bastard is chuckling at my struggle. Don't you be cute. Don't you be cute when I'm suffering.
Such a foul mouth on such a pretty face. All that fight just to end up here. It's poetic, in a way.
Are you? My teeth chatter from the shock and the cold. Some kind of perv? Is that what this is? You're getting off on this crap, Ilya? If that even is your real name?
His smile drops. Suddenly, I'm staring into eyes as flat and dead as a taxidermied deer's. Close your eyes. No! Something heavy connects with my temple, and the world fractures into oblivion. Ow! Ilya crouches down beside me again, shrugging me up on his shoulders, but I can't feel a thing. My last coherent thought isn't fear. It's actually sort of shameful, but it's the absurd realization that he smells comforting, like pine trees. I shakily press my hand to his back, a shallow attempt at pushing him away as nothingness consumes me. Then, even that slips away. Dang it! I don't even know what ending that was. Okay, so what if we go to the, what if we go to the gas station and we're not afraid of them? It's fine, it's fine. I feel pretty fine about this whole mysterious and suspicious situation. I'm probably just overthinking it, though. Whatever. Dude's creepy, but probably harmless. I know, right? He's totally not gonna drag me out into the snow and bonk me on the head and stab me. Anyway, it's probably been a long and boring night shift for those two. I'll grab something and head out. Thank goodness they're not working alone, though. The door chimed, announcing my arrival. Warm, stale air washed over me. It was comforting. Walking in, I saw the two employees. They both looked young, late teens at most. The dude at the counter had dark, spiky hair and a pierced lip. He glanced at me as I walked in, but made no move to offer a greeting. Stellar customer service. They're probably used to truckers coming in late. Let's see, grab a coffee, browse the snack aisle. Let's get ourselves a good old-fashioned coffee. I made my way to the coffee station. There was an adorable coffee machine in front of me on top of a counter, sitting beside white cups, salt, and sugar packets. Why would there be salt there? Do people put salt in their coffee? Have I been so ignorant my whole life? Is this a thing? As well as wooden coffee stirrers. I wiped my gloves on my jeans before grabbing a cup. Hey kid, where's the good crap hidden? The cashier grumbled, walking over to me. What? Where's the creamers and sugars? He rolled his eyes before popping the cabinets open by his foot, displaying different types of ingredients. Oh, thank you. Ooh, coffee? Creamer? And sugar? And sugar? And sugar? And sugar? And sugar? And sugar? Because I put a lot of sugar in my coffee. I put like a lot of sugar in my coffee. That's probably not good. Successfully made a drink for myself. Yay. Oh, he could barely keep his eyes open. The cashier finally tore his gaze from his coworker as I approached the counter. I paid him quickly. He barely made eye contact, simply handing me my change and receipt. Hey, at least I'm not urging you to call the police this time. Well, the walkthrough says to go back to my truck and continue to Oak Haven. I get back into the truck without a word. We don't say anything and slip back into the road. I pull the truck to the side of the road, a little past the Oak Haven welcome sign. I could drop him off a little further, but my intuition is stopping me. This is your stop. Good luck getting home. Is it really? I give a curt nod. Yeah, to get this playthrough, I've just kind of been observing him quietly and not making much small talk. He grabs his worn backpack from the floor before pulling the door open. We don't bother saying our goodbyes. I'm alone in the truck again. I wait a couple of seconds before pulling away. The comfort that floods me is immense, to the point it almost makes me sag against the steering wheel. Good riddance. Eh? 4 months? 4 months later? The chill of winter has long since given way to the mellowness of early spring. The memory of that night is mostly fragments at this point. I find myself dreaming about it sometimes, though. Just the bizarreness of it. It's often blurred, like moonlight trying to break through a thick fog, never quite forming a clear visage. I blink awake, forcing my eyes open. My hand flies over to the nightstand before remembering I have work off today.
Wowie. I wiped my eyes before sitting up a little.
Ah, what a beautiful day.
My boring old room. I should probably spend time decorating it one day. All I have are 2 posters, a small closet, and a TV that barely works. Life has been boring lately. I've grown even more distant from my friends and family, so I often spend my days alone, even when I'm not working. It's a weird, almost dissociative haze. Oh, yeah, it does get on top of ya. I hate work, but this awful silence is a lot worse. I'm miserable. Should I get a cat or something? But then again, I wouldn't even be able to properly take care of it. I can hardly take care of myself. I sigh and swing my legs over the side of the bed. Shuffling over to the restroom, I splash my face with cold water and brush my teeth before making my way to the small kitchenette. There's almost nothing in the pantry. Coffee and toast it is, and so I begin brewing the coffee. While I do that, I internally debate having 2 pieces of toast, but decide on 1. Afterwards, I get the mug and plate on order, placing it onto my wooden dining table, grabbing a newspaper that was tucked inside my apartment's sliding door and placing it there as well. Well, toast pops up, burnt, again. Fluff it. I scrape off the black bits with a butter knife and plop it onto the plate. I poured the coffee into my mug, adding whatever else I thought fit to make it taste better, before settling down. Sunlight catches the dust motes gently whirling over the table. It's a beautiful, warm morning. I could take a walk or go window shopping or... I'll think about that later.
What's going on with this here newspaper?
My gaze drifts to the folded newspaper on the table. Habit dictates I glance at it before anything else. I decide to read the local news first. My eyes scan the boring headlines until they snag on an article tucked inside. Missing college girl's family demands answers. Ooh. The face staring back at me is young and pretty, a brunette with tan skin and a straight nose. My throat tightens as I begin to read. It's been 3 agonizing months, and still there is no trace of Kaya Robin, the 19-year-old who was last seen at Lawrence Resort, where she'd gone with her then-boyfriend Michael W. for what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway after a grueling midterm season. Unfortunately, Kaya turned up missing shortly after, and her family and friends have been rightfully outraged. There are whispers that the state police are downplaying or even outright suppressing information. Information not just about Kaya, but about a truly alarming pattern. A rising number of disappearances and unsolved murders of young women in this very area. It's not incredibly far-fetched, considering the remains of those women have been found within the same location. When will these cases, these lives be taken seriously? I've spoken to Kaya's parents, who are, as you can imagine, absolutely devastated. Mrs. Robin described Kaya as a bundle of sunshine, always laughing, always planning for the future. The community deserves to know the truth. Kaya's family deserves justice. Lawrence Resort. That's the same place I mentioned to that guy. The murders, the things we talked about in the truck. I forced myself to keep reading. State police suppressing details, alarming number of unsolved cases.
Would anyone ever look for you, Espoir?
The newspaper trembles in my hands. I flip to another page with a new, smaller missing poster on the bottom. A 17-year-old girl who disappeared after sneaking into a sorority party only a week ago. There's currently search parties underway, the article optimistically claims. Fluff. Tear up the newspaper, save the article. Save that. I carefully fold the page. For what reason, I don't know. I'm scared. I should go back to sleep. It's not like I have anything better left to do. Maybe I should start saving up to move. Neutral End 6. Uneasy Conscience. Alright, what if I just tear up the newspaper? What if we don't even worry about that? I shred the pages, getting up to scatter them into the trash. It's not my problem. Neutral Ending 5. Willful Ignorance. It's me on the road, mostly. So, it can even be peaceful sometimes, in its own way. The words feel surprisingly easy to admit out loud to a total stranger. I glance at the dancing flakes, lit up by the truck's high beams.
Peaceful?
He sounds surprised. He leans forward a little, squinting at the windshield as if trying to see what I see.
That's not how I'd describe this.
Forgive me for finding the snow pretty. Despite that, a small smile tugs at my lips.
No, I swear that's not it. I mean, it is pretty, don't get me wrong. Well, I always saw driving down empty roads at night as more eerie or isolating, not peaceful. What about it makes you feel at peace?
The stars. Well, when the sky gets clear out here, all the way far from city pollution, you can see every single star. It's something else. I describe, feeling a warmth spread through me remembering it. Unfortunately, there's no stars to bask in tonight, but the mere memory is enough to make me calm. It takes me back a little, actually. I used to be kind of an artsy, crafty kid back in high school. I used to sit in at art class and poke holes in cardboard with a pen, arranging them like constellations with a ribbon and painting over it, along with a whole bunch of crap. I got an award for it. One of the judges told me it looked like I cut a piece of the sky off and presented it to them. And sunrises. Man, driving towards the coast, watching the sun turn all those impossible colors over the water. I love driving by beach towns for that reason, even if I can't stop sometimes.
That sounds amazing. I get it now, a little bit. Seeing stuff like that on drives must be refreshing.
A comfortable silence settles between you as the miles roll by. The snow has eased up slightly. I blink slowly, fighting off a yawn that threatens to split my mouth open. My eyelids feel heavy, and I have to force myself to focus on the road ahead.
Hey.
Ilya's voice is quiet, and yet it breaks the spell on me. I turn my head slightly towards him, rubbing my eyes with my free hand.
I was thinking about what you said earlier, about the stars. It reminded me of something.
My drowsiness fades a little, replaced by curiosity. What?
When I was little, maybe 10, 11, I used to sneak out sometimes. It was really hard. My old man kept a pretty close eye on me. But with a little planning, I managed to find this old abandoned observatory. It wasn't too far from my house, but since I had seen it out once when I was
He coughed and cut himself off before resuming.
Well, when I was out before, so I knew exactly where it was. The roof had mostly collapsed in the center, but that was the best part, ironically. You could climb inside, lie right there on the dusty concrete floor, look straight up through the hole and see everything. No street lights, no house lights, no trees blocking your view, no light pollution at all. Just the endless sky. I'd lie there for hours sometimes. It felt like the whole universe, the whole sky was only for me. Only for me.
That's beautiful. Wow, that sounds incredible. My voice is softer than I expected.
It was.
He looks out the window for a moment, his gaze fixed on something I can't see, a faraway look in his eyes that makes him seem much younger, almost vulnerable.
It's probably falling apart even more now, most likely rubble and rust, but I wonder if someday I could take you there.
My breath catches slightly. It would never happen, of course, but the mere thought of it. I'd like that. A warmth spread through my chest. It's unexpected and a little confusing.
Did you ever have a place like that?
My grandpa's porch. My grandpa's porch, he had this old wooden swing. The memory makes me choke up a bit, but I compose myself quickly. We'd sit there after rainstorms, The sun would beam down on us, and he'd dance with me. I said and did a lot of awful stuff to my Gramps over the years that I regret, but he'd always bring me over to the porch to talk it out.
Sounds perfect.
There's a wistfulness in his voice that makes my chest ache. The road curves gently ahead. For a moment, the headlights catch Ilya's face at just the right angle. His freckles stand out across his nose and cheeks, and his lashes cast shadows as he blinks. I try to keep my gaze fixed on the asphalt and the yellow lines blurring beneath the tires, but it's hard. My eyes keep wanting to drift back to him.
You're strange. You know that?
Strange how? He leans his head against the window, watching me through his half-lidded eyes.
Most people don't really do all this. I mean, picking up a total stranger, driving them halfway across the state in the middle of the night, having full-blown conversations with them. It's really nice, don't get me wrong. You're a really good person, Espoir. I haven't met someone like you before.
I can feel my throat dry at his words. The dashboard clock reads 2:17 a.m., and the world outside might as well not exist. It feels like we're the only two people left in it, trapped in this moving bubble. Suddenly, the truck hits a particularly deep pothole. The vehicle lurches violently. Ilya is thrown slightly to the side, and his hand flies out instinctively, landing firmly on my forearm to steady himself.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. The road's pretty rough.
Leave it.
I don't move. I let his hand stay where it is, resting on my forearm. My hold on the steering wheel stays firm, but my attention is instantly divided. Half of me is focused on the road, while the other half is intensely aware of the warmth seeping through the material of my glove and the faint pressure of his fingertips. His thumb brushes against my wrist, swiping over the white leather of my glove. His searching eyes never leave mine.
Espoir.
His voice is soft and raspy. It's barely above a whisper. He trails off. Touch his hand. On impulse, my gloved hand, which was still resting on the gear shift, turns palm up beneath his. His eyes widen slightly, a look of which I could only assume to be a profound sense of ease. Oh. His fingers entangle with mine, tentatively at first, then confidently. Ilya's grip is warm and firm around my work glove. He slowly pulls my hand away from the gear shift, holding it freely in his lap before lifting it upwards as if to examine it. A giddy, almost breathless feeling bubbles up in my chest. It feels nice, more than nice. It feels right, in a way. I squeeze his hand gently for a second, then force myself to release it, pulling my focus back onto driving, even as my heart begins to flutter. Let's take this exit. Hey, Ilya, do you mind if we make a quick stop? My eyes are killing me. He turns from the window, blinking like he's come out of a trance.
Of course. You've been driving forever. We can both take a break.
How about some coffee or snacks? I'll take, 10 minutes, tops.
Mind if I come in too? Could use something hot too.
Yeah, of course. The truck gave a soft chirp as I locked the doors. Ilya followed closely as I stepped out. Let's fill up the diesel tank. I should fuel up while we're here, Ilya. Why don't you head inside first?
Sure thing, boss. I'll take a look at what they've got.
He gave my shoulder a friendly squeeze before he gently brushed past me. The pump clicked as I removed the nozzle. The acrid smell of diesel filled the air as the numbers ticked upward. With a final click, the tank was full. As I stepped inside, I spotted Ilya already browsing the snack aisle. I felt a blush creep up my neck at his proximity. I'm hitting the coffee. You want anything?
Surprise me.
He leaned against a chip display, watching me through his eyelashes with that same strange gaze he had in the truck.
I'll go look for some snacks.
Let's browse snacks with him. Hey, wait up. I think I'll go look for some snacks too. Ilya stood next to me as I looked at the rows of brightly colored bags and boxes.
Anything catch your eye, Espoir? We've got plenty of road ahead. Might as well stock up.
Potato chips, chocolate bar, gum, chocolate bar. My hand hovered over a candy apple-colored chocolate bar when Ilya's arm shot past me, grabbing it first. Hey!
Great minds think alike, huh?
He tore the wrapper with his teeth, fluffing animal, and broke off a square. We haven't even paid for it yet. Ilya shrugged, holding the chocolate up to my lips.
It's all right. We'll pay eventually. In fact, I have a feeling we can walk out of here with tons of these sweets tucked into our jackets, and that kid up front won't give a crap.
He's not wrong, but still. I take a nibble of the chocolate, trying to ignore how his eyes twinkle a little. You shouldn't say stuff like that. Ilya blinks, taken aback.
Say what?
Just that, about the stealing. You're a good guy, Ilya. I don't want... Well, I trail off. What's wrong with me? Ilya seems equally as surprised.
You really are sweet, Espoir.
We ambled down the aisle, Ilya occasionally tossing some overpriced snack into the basket. It's been so long since I've had such a casual conversation with someone else, even bickering occasionally. My chest feels warm and tight. I don't want to think about this anymore. I'm heading down a path that I can't tread. All right, I think we've got what we need. Let's get some coffee. I made my way to the coffee station. I'm gonna make some hot chocolate with some sugar in it.
Oh, is that for me?
Yep.
This smells amazing, Espoir. Thanks.
He took a sip, his eyes crinkling at the corners. I approached the counter, Ilya hovering just behind me like an overeager puppy. The cashier didn't look up from whatever he was doing around the counter. Hey there, sunshine. Ring us up?
What do you want?
This guy. Such a great conversationalist. I held up my gatherings, and so did Ilya. Just these. We'll be out of your hair right after. Ilya leaned forward suddenly.
What's your name?
The cashier and I were both startled by the question. What? Why ask? It's not like we'll see this kid again.
Jax. Why?
Just making conversation, Jax. She okay? I nodded towards the sleeping girl.
Back off, all right? She's just tired.
His whole body shifted protectively, his shoulders squaring up.
She works doubles between here and at school. Not all of us get to joyride across the country.
Show concern. What's she studying so hard for, to the point that she's asleep on the job?
She's gonna be a nurse. Not that it's any of your business.
His voice softened as he glanced at her. Shh, you're right. So she's his girlfriend then. Jax bristled slightly, his gaze hardening for a split second before he looked away, clearly uncomfortable. He paused, then sighed, running a hand through his spiky hair, looking more and more exasperated.
Look, can I just ring you two up? It's been a long night, and honestly, you guys are taking forever. It's a chill shift, but come on.
I exchanged a look with Ilya. Fair enough. Jax scanned our items slowly.
Take your time. Not like we have places to be. I'm going as fast as I can.
Ilya, stop teasing the poor kid.
Here's your change.
He pushed it across the counter, not meeting either of our eyes, already looking back towards his co-worker.
Pleasure doing business with you, Jax.
We left the building and entered the truck again. The gas station shrunk slowly in the rearview mirror. It was a nice pit stop. How was it?
It was nice, hanging out with you.
I smiled slightly. What if we try going to a motel?
Hey, Espoir?
Hmm?
Could we go rest at the motel? For around an hour? You seem pretty tired.
Did it really seem that way? If it won't put a burden on you.
It's not a burden at all. I'm so thankful you're taking me all the way.
Well, if he's okay with it, why not? End of demo. Motel Route will be released alongside the full game.
Don't you miss, I don't know, normal stuff like sleeping in your own bed and seeing people whenever you want?
It doesn't really matter. Look, everybody's dealing with something. This happens to be what I'm dealing with right now. It's not that different from anyone else punching in. I can't help but feel a little insecure as I say it, especially sitting next to someone who was talking about college loans, someone who probably was completing all the dreams I had before I dropped out.
I understand. I'm making conversation, that's all. What do you usually think about? When you're not trying to think, I mean.
Work details. Mostly about the route. Next stop, next coffee, next paycheck. It's like a mini checklist in my brain. Not thrilling, but it works. Keeps me occupied enough, which is all I need.
Practical. I can respect that.
You must be looking forward to getting home.
More than you know, Espoir. Getting back to my family, my mom and dad. We're a tight-knit bunch. Always have been. My mom especially. She lights up the whole house.
He gives me another one of his soft smiles. It's disarming how much he cares for his family, and I can't help but feel a pang of jealousy at the bond they share. But still, how lovely it must be to have such a strong support system waiting for you. Well, let's comment on the time this time. Can't believe it's this late already.
Time flew by.
The first scattered lights of Oakhaven finally appear on the horizon, twinkling through the last of the falling snow. Welcome to Oakhaven. Looks like we made it. All right, Ilya. Where do you want me to drop you? Just point me in the right direction.
Here is fine, Espoir. I can walk the rest of the way. It's not far at all now.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He unbuckles his seatbelt and gathers his worn backpack from the floor.
Thank you. Seriously, for everything tonight. You really saved me. I don't know what I would have done out there. I won't forget this.
No problem, Ilya. Glad I could help. Stay safe out there. And bring a bigger coat. It's winter, young man. He nods before stepping out of the truck, pulling the door shut. I watch him in the rearview mirror until he's just a dot, before pulling back into the main road. Well, better get back to work. No time to get stabbed. I finally made it. Weird guy, but he was cool. I hope he made it home okay. Rig 7B, confirmed drop-off. 7B here, delivery complete. Well, that's that. I should get some shut-eye. Neutral ending 4. Uneventful ride. That was lovely. Absolutely lovely. Well, that was Watch the Road, and I don't know if Ilya's a yandere, but he's definitely go around stabbing ladies. But I kind of like how really tense that story is, and with him dragging you to his house being the canon ending, who knows what else might happen. But I gotta point out that this art is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's like a painting, every frame of it. And of course, if you would like to watch me play more visual novels with suspicious yet handsome men, feel free to peruse around my channel, and don't forget to like, subscribe, or interact in any way that's comfortable for you. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.